Lots of people have been asking for my opinions on future content, whether that's going to be next season or the fall content. So I thought I'd just make a little video kind of laying out all my thoughts and maybe some supporting evidence. Little disclaimer that all of this is just guessing. None of this has been confirmed by Bungie or anything like that. This has just been from pieces of community speculation, things that I've noticed. All right, so let's dive right in here. Alright, so quick little recap here. When the Traveler touched all the planets with its light and it reawakened the pyramids, they've been drawing ever so closer, as we can see by the wall in the bunkers here. Referring back to the Moon and Beyond Vidoc that Bungie released before Shadowkeep, they said that Season 10, which is this current season, is supposed to be when things get really intense, and Season 11 is when things are finally supposed to come together. So prediction-wise, I think the pyramids are going to draw ever so closer until they reach our solar system. From that point, I think they will kind of hold off towards till whenever the end of Season 11 is going to be, closer to when the fall DLC is going to come out. I would assume that would be sometime in mid-ish or late September. Whether or not it's going to be progressive in Season 11, it would be a perfect bridgeway and a perfect opportunity for Bungie to start deleting some items from Destiny that nobody really plays anymore, aka pretty much anything from Year 1. It may be situational to some people, but from anybody that I've talked to, there's a lot of people that don't do like Eater World, Spire Stars. I mean, just a lot of the Year 1 content. Maybe the strikes do get some use, but other than that, Year 1 doesn't really have much of a purpose in the game anymore. So if I had to take a guess and say which planets would be destroyed, my planets would be Titan, Mars, Mercury, and I was going to say Earth, but I don't really see that happening just because they recently added with the new light, they added the Return to the Cosmodrome, they added the original Destiny 1 mission. That way players have some leadway into figuring out what's good with the game, even though it's kind of hard to pick up on anyways, still at this point in my opinion. So if the pyramid ships are going to give us a full-fledged invasion based on all the hints that they've been dropping right now and been dropping for a while, my assumption would be that this is going to be something kind of similar to what we had in base Destiny 2. I kind of got Avengers Endgame type of vibes, like we just get clapped so hard and we have to learn to rebuild. If it's going to be anything similar to original Destiny 2, the Red War storyline, I feel like it's going to be a lot more intense, which would make a very intriguing story. And again, lots of opportunities for changing up the game and making it how they want to from this point forward. So the one other thing that's been sticking in the back of my mind is that when Bungie split with Activision, obviously Activision, they are very corporate in the way that they do things. You'll notice that, especially if you've been a Call of Duty player or any other Activision title for that matter. They like things to be done on deadlines. So my assumption would be that if Bungie was still with Activision right now, they would be pushing for Destiny 3 to be released this fall. If we're going off the schedule from Destiny 1 to Destiny 2, having a new game out every third year. My point being that before Bungie split with Activision when Shadowkeep came out, Destiny 3 could have been already in production by then, at least storyline-wise or whatever they had planned. We don't really know because they're never really upfront with that type of stuff. They could be taking their Destiny 3 plans and implementing them into Destiny 2. I'll get a little bit more into further details here in a second, but it does seem to go hand in hand with a lot of the leaks that we've seen, especially the 4chan one. I know 4chan is never really that reliable because anybody can post anything on there, but that part of it does seem to make sense, or at least be plausible. Building on top of that, if you go to careers.bungie.com, they have a whole list of careers and open positions that they're hiring at the moment. The one section that really caught my eye, and is the main point I'm bringing this up, is the engineering section. They're looking for a lot of senior level engineering positions, meaning that they could be working on an upgraded version of the engine that we're using right now, or it could be a completely different one. And it's not the first time I've heard that rumor, but again, that was through Twitch chat, so take that for what you will. For those who don't know, we are currently running on a 10-year-old engine, as far as I know, called the Tiger engine, which was originally built in Halo Reach way back in the day. So it would be fitting for there to be an engine upgrade or a completely new one at some point. It's been a very long time and could possibly help fix a lot of the issues that we have in Destiny right now. especially from going from console to PC. There's a lot of different frame issues that are caused by different versions of having more frames, the blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to go into that right now because that's not important, but just throwing out the possibility, and it would be very exciting if we got an upgraded engine or a completely new one. Next thing to touch on is new subclasses. Do I think new subclasses are coming this September? Well, again, if we're going off the assumption that this is what was supposed to be Destiny 3, I would say that there is a chance to, but if that does not hold to be true, I would say the likelihood of that happening is probably pretty low. People are always saying, well, we're going to get darkness subclasses. That's literally, people have been saying that for so long now. That has been one of those leaks that people have literally tossed around for years. But it doesn't mean that we couldn't get some sort of new subclasses, whether it's darkness related or not. The one thing that kind of confuses me is if we were to get a new subclass type or like a new element, wouldn't that mean that they would have to make a new weapon affinity too? So whatever shields may be on enemies, it would have to match whatever subclass type that is. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. As for new locations, the ones that are being speculated about, I think are pretty plausible. So for those who haven't heard, that would be Europa and the pyramid ships. I don't know if there's anything else to go along with that. It just kind of depends what happens with the story. I do think that the pyramid ships would be kind of likely if we're getting the full-fledged invasion. I don't know if that means something like Dreaming City-esque where we just roam around a giant one of the pyramid ships or whatever that may be. Whatever location it may be, I just hope that it's something like the Dreaming City, something with a lot of secrets and lots of cool stuff to find. I thought the Dreaming City was a lot of fun, and I feel like it lasted a good while before players got bored, especially with the amount of stuff that was hidden for a while. I felt like that was a lot better way to go about doing the drip feed system, if you want to call that, but that's a topic for another time. The one last thing I'd like to add is that with the new consoles coming out this winter, this would be a great opportunity for them, like I said, to be changing up the game in all aspects. So they could do something like they did with Destiny 1. They might stop supporting this current gen's console at some point during next year's content. I don't know if they'll give it a full year. I have no idea. But I think that big things are coming. That I hope that's part of the reason that they're being quiet right now. I know they've had a lot on their hands, and with this whole global pandemic thing going down, it's probably made it really hard on them to try and stabilize the game and all sorts of stuff like that. So, keeping a positive mindset moving forward, we all know what this game is capable of. They're capable of many great things, and there have been plenty of situations before where the game has been thriving and players have had no complaints, and then it just keeps going down. I feel like it's kind of just part of the Bungie cycle, if you want to call it that. It feels like about this time of year, every single year, the game is just at like a really weird spot, and players are like, they have a ton of complaints, and it's always said that, oh, this September is going to be make or break, or whenever the fall DLC is. Players are always going to come back. That's the thing people don't realize. The fall expansions are always good. It's just about the longevity of the game. Can they keep players entertained throughout the entire year? It is not physically possible for them to make enough content for us to be satisfied every single day, which is why we do the things that we do, especially on this channel, to just try and have fun with what we have, keep up the positive vibes. Twitch.tv/Sweatcicle, by the way. So I just want you guys to know that whatever happens moving forward, I think the fall expansion is going to be great. I hope it's good for a very long time. I'm going to continue to make content as much as I can. Till then, I will let you guys know if things are going to slow down or anything pops up like that. I just want to be very straightforward. I effing love the game. I believe that big things are coming. Whether or not these leaks are true, I guess we'll probably find out. My guess would be near June, because that's when E3 was originally planned to be, and that's usually when they announce the fall DLC, or sometime in early July. We'll just have to wait and see. That's about all I got for you guys. Let me know what you guys think about your predictions in the comments below. If you guys got any crazy theories, feel free to share. If anything pops up, we'll probably discuss it. Appreciate you, and hopefully we'll catch you in the next video. Peace.